Go.
Hey everybody, my name's Bryce Goddard. I just placed 22nd at Catskill Regionals, and I played Qliphort, and here's a deck list. Well, obviously I played the obvious crap, the 3 Qliphort Scout. I played 3 Qliphort Carrier, Helix, pretty standard, pretty self-explanatory, 3 Disc.
Give me a piece of paper.
And one of my MVPs of the deck for monsters-wise is Qliphort Shell. Now, most people don't like this card, and I honestly don't know why. For one reason, it's a BLS that does piercing. How do you not like that? One game against Burning Abyss, a guy had the one with 0 defense in defense mode and Dante in defense, and he was trying to get his Fire Lake from grave. I could have wet Disc, but that would have just gave him the Fire Lake. So what happened was he had 2 Dantes, I'm sorry. So I tributed, had a carrier, sacrifice, I add with Scout, and I tribute summon, return the face-up Dante, I book a moon a second Dante, and I attack into his, however you call it, that alkalic or whatever, with 0 defense, whatever it's called, you know what I'm talking about? The Burning Abyss monster with 0 defense. Anyway, the Burning Abyss monster with 0 defense. Attack into that, he summons then I attack into his Dante, he gets Fire Lake, but has no more Burning Abyss targets, basically. I play 1 Odd Eyes. I tried 2, it clogged. 1 is enough, because most of the time you play so much searching and just thinning the deck with abusing Scout. I didn't think it was necessary, and yeah, that's about it. And I played 1 of him. Now, I used to play 2. The most annoying thing was drawing this card in a clutch moment when you already have 1 in your hand. This card run at 1. These cards is basically running 2 of these. Odd Eyes and Tramplix. Basically running 2 of these. That's all. You don't really need anything else. That's about it for the monsters. It's pretty standard. It's nothing, out of the ordinary until the new support. Now, spells, obviously the 3 Summoners Art, the 3 Sacrifice, main 2 MST. Some people don't, some people cite it. I made it. It kind of matters that first game, because usually the back row for game 1 is what's most threatening, because you don't know exactly what you're playing against all the time. 1 Raigeki. And for spells, I mained 1 Chalice. I used to main 2. It clogged. This 1 of is just, it's like, for this deck, it's like running a BLS sometimes, because this deck searches for everything basically, so you don't necessarily need 2 of, it just clogs you all the time. The 1 ofs kind of give you options and more, actually makes you think more, and stuff like that. I made 1 Book of Moon. This. Now, people have controversial feelings about this. It's usually, the people usually play 3 pot, 3 upstart. It's too much. With this deck, you literally search out your entire deck. Not as much as net claws or net cores that are coming out, but you search your deck to the point where you draw 2 of these and 2 summoners art, and it's like, why? Just why? So 2 is enough, 2 and 2 upstart is enough. It actually is perfect. If I had to say my MVP spell of the game was Raigeki. It won me so many games today. Anyway, onto the traps. 2 Vanities. This is too much at 3. It's too easy to get rid of it with your MST or Dust Tornado or whatever the case may be. And you just lose a card. You lose 2 cards, basically. 2 Skill Drain. Until the new support for, I forgot what its name is, but the card that you gain life points and you burn at the same time, until that card comes out, don't play this at 3. Seriously, it's not worth it. You need your life points more than you think. I played 8 rounds today. I literally saw this card twice. 2 times. That's it. And on those 2 times, there were clutch moments, and it helped me so much. But most of the time, you need your life points more than ever. 1 Bottomless. 1 Compulse. Standard. I made 1 Dust Tornado. I was trying to, and I also made 1 Time Space Travel. These 2 cards were just something I threw in last minute. I was trying to think of stuff. I've been testing out random 2 ofs, 1 ofs in the deck just to see how well they go. The Dust Tornado, it was golden. It was golden. It was just an extra destruction target. I don't know what it is. It just worked well. This, I'm not too keen of it because it loses life points, but at the same time, if it doesn't go off, you don't lose anything, so it's not all bad. It could be replaced with something better. Obviously, one sudden warning and one Qliphort change. This card is literally the MVP trap of the deck, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You go Scout, they go MST, you go Summonzart, you go Scout again, they go MST, you have another Qliphort in your extra deck, you refill your hand, and they got nothing else. It's perfect. Extra deck, Ragnar Zero, standard, Illuminite, standard, this guy, Abyss Dweller. I surprisingly didn't go into the extra deck often. I went into it like twice, standard. I went into this twice throughout the entire thing out of 8 rounds, and both times it was against Shadows, and basically it wrecked. It's wrecking. I'll give you an example as why. I played one Honor Arc, one Diamond Dire Wolf, one Cowboy, one Dark Rebellion Dragon, one Castel, Gaia Dragon, Shark Fortress, Volcasaurus, and Artifact Durandal. Now my side deck, MVP side monster. I don't know how to explain this. I didn't like this at first because people were playing it at 3. I tried it at 3, it didn't work for me. I decided to try it at 2. It was perfect. It was just perfect. Both game 1s against Shadows, I opened this and a Click Monster. They had like set 3 and 2 monsters because of Shadow Fusion or AL Shadow Fusion. I special summon, and then normal summon, and then Exciton Knighted the field. This is why the card was so good, because I Exciton Knighted the field, they minus so much, and even if they got a search, a draw, or whatever the case may have been, I had like 4 cards with a Scout in hand, so it didn't even matter. Max C. I sided to Max C.
I have a question of concern.
I tried Flying C. It minus you too much. It doesn't. This deck needs more draw advantage, which is coming out in the new set with Turnover Soul, which is probably gonna take these out completely, and it'll change eventually. Obviously, I mean, but these. It actually worked pretty well because when I would win game 1 and my opponent would go first, especially against Shadows, let's say at MST there's Shadow Fusion or whatever the case may be, I go Maxi, I'll draw 1, and that usually for some strange, awful reason, that 1 is always what you need in this deck. I don't know. Chain Disappearance, this card didn't do too well simply because everyone kind of either sided or made enemy controller. That card is so broken. I don't even know how to say. Like when they Burning Abyss, they enemy control the targeted, and it just didn't. It doesn't matter, and it sucks. At times it worked when you like remove their tuner, the Rubik or the Graph, but most of the time it didn't go off as well. Surprisingly, didn't even use this today. I didn't go up against Tellers or Burning Abyss. When I did go up against Burning Abyss, they didn't have as many traps to use. I didn't even side it in at all. Soul Drain. Sided it in once, got it once, clutch MST against it, and I actually lost that game. And it's okay. I don't mind it. I side the third MST, obviously, which is kind of obvious. Did not go into this or use this at all. I did side it, didn't draw into it, so it's kind of useless. Didn't have any, plays with it or anything like that. Kind of wish I did it against Qliphort, use their monster and summon disc, but didn't happen. Obviously against Qliphorts, I didn't go against many Qliphorts. I went against one Qliphort player. Mainly I went against Burning Abyss and everyone else was Shadows. No, 3 Burning Abyss, everyone else Shadows out of 8 rounds. So that was it. That's about it. How long?
No, go ahead.
Okay. If I had to say anything about what I like about this deck is obviously this just abusing him. Just he's too good. MVP. Period. Burning again matchups wise, I played 3 Burning Abyss and 5 Shadows, and for the most part, I did pretty well. I kept drawing. I don't know. I kept drawing my the good traps. Good chainable traps, Vanity's Emptiness, Skill Drain. And it just stopped their special summoning for the most part. Surprisingly, I didn't run into a lot of spell or trap destruction. Although this card made me lose a game. I had 3 monsters on the field. No, 1 monster on the field in a 4 set and 1 sacrifice. 3 set, 1 sacrifice. And I attacked into his Shadow player's construct, and he Malevolent Catastrophe, lost that game. That card is pretty good, so that card kind of ruined my game. Other than that, I personally like how the deck runs. It's very standard, very easy to run, very obvious. You know, just add Wreck Face. What can you say?
Any shout out? Oh, go ahead.
If I had to say for the new support, I can't wait for that level 5 normal monster that's a scale 1. So good. At 1, just perfect. Just perfect. Alias, or whatever the one that you gain life and burn your opponent, way too good. Playing that at 2. I'm not playing that level 9 that steals a monster during your turn. Or killer. I didn't play that. I'm playing 1 alias. I'm gonna be playing 1 alias. Other than that, the deck will stay pretty much the chain. I'll change that for the the scale 1. That when you tribute summon, you draw a card during end phase. And I'll figure out other stuff about what else main inside out. For the most part, I had pretty good matchups today, so I can't really say anything. Other than that, I have nothing else today. Nothing else to say. Shout out to Team No Guard Warriors. They usually play Vanguard, but they do play Yu-Gi-Oh on occasion. So that's my team actually. When we're starting to do videos, and check us out. Give us a subscribe, and just let us know. Thank you.